The Galactic Academy's integration wing had seen many species pass through its corridors, but none quite like the humans. Ava sat in the back corner of Xenobiology 101, her small frame dwarfed by the crystalline Vextorians and the towering Keltharn, who occupied most of the lecture hall. At 8 standard years, she was the youngest human to attend the prestigious institution, her bright eyes constantly scanning, observing, cataloging everything around her with that peculiar human intensity. The other students had learned to give her space, not out of malice, but caution. Humans were Category 9 Deathworlders, after all, hailing from a planet that made even the most hardened galactic marines shudder. Prey and predator instincts alike, gravity that would crush most species, an atmosphere that was practically corrosive, and an immune system that treated most galactic pathogens as mild inconveniences. Today's lesson was interrupted by the sliding door's pneumatic hiss. Professor Zillineth, a being of pure energy contained in a crystalline matrix, paused mid-lecture as Headmaster Verkish entered, his 6 legs clicking against the metal floor. "Class," the headmaster's translator crackled, "we have a new student joining us today. Please welcome Oliver to our learning collective." The classroom fell absolutely, utterly silent. Oliver walked in on 4 massive paws, each the size of Ava's head. His muscular shoulders rippled beneath a coat of auburn and black fur. Golden eyes surveyed the room with an intelligence that made several students instinctively move their appendages closer to their bodies. A tiger, a genuine Terran Bengal tiger, uplifted and enhanced with neural augmentation that brought his cognition to human equivalent levels. The Keltharn near, the front made a sound like wind through hollow reeds, the universal translator interpreting it as a distress call. A Vextorian-esque crystalline body actually cracked, stress fractures spreading across their torso. Even Professor Zillineth dimmed noticeably. "I assure you," Headmaster Verkesh said quickly, "Oliver has passed all psychological evaluations and is fully integrated with galactic society. He poses no threat." Oliver's tail swished, a gesture his integration training had taught him humans found calming, though it had the opposite effect on most of the class. His translator collar activated, producing a deep, rumbling voice. "Thank you, Headmaster. I appreciate the opportunity to expand my education." The tiger's eyes scanned the room, looking for an empty seat. Every student he looked at seemed to shrink back. Every student except one. Eva waved her small hand. "There's a spot here." The silence somehow deepened. Multiple translator units, registered words in various languages that roughly translated to disbelief and concern for the child's safety. Oliver padded down the aisle, 300 pounds of apex predator moving with fluid grace. He reached Ava's row and, with surprising gentleness, settled onto the reinforced bench beside her. The furniture creaked under his weight, but held. "Thank you," Oliver said, his golden eyes meeting hers without aggression. "I'm Oliver. I'm Eva." She grinned, completely unfazed. "You're really pretty. Is your fur soft?" Professor Zillineth flickered rapidly, the energy being's equivalent of shocked stammering. The rest of the class seemed frozen, waiting for the inevitable tragedy. Oliver tilted his head, an almost cat-like gesture of curiosity. "Would you like to touch it? My integration counselor says it helps other species become comfortable around me." "Really?" Ava's eyes lit up. Without hesitation, she reached out and ran her small hand along Oliver's massive shoulder. "Wow, it's so soft, but also kind of rough. Are these guard hairs?" "Yes," Oliver replied, and if a tiger could smile, he did. "You know about fur structure?" "My mom's a xenobiologist. She studies how different Earth animals adapted before the uplifting. Tigers are from Asia, right? You guys were almost extinct before the restoration." As they chatted, the classroom gradually came back to life. Professor Zillineth resumed the lecture, Though frequently distracted by the sight of the small human child and the massive predator engaged in animated conversation about Earth's biosphere, recovery efforts. During the break, a brave Kelfarn student named Vishral approached their corner, his speaking tentacles trembling. How are you not afraid? He asked Eva. Eva looked genuinely confused. Why would I be afraid of Oliver? He's a person, just like you and me. But he's an apex predator, Vishral insisted. From your death world. The statistics show that Terran tigers killed thousands of humans throughout history. Sure, Eva shrugged. And humans killed way more tigers. And other humans. And pretty much everything else on Earth at some point. We're all predators where I'm from. She paused, tilting her head thoughtfully. Actually, we're omnivores, which Professor says is even more unusual. But that's not who we are now, right? Oliver chose to be here, to learn, just like me. Oliver's tail swished again, this time with what his body language indicated was contentment. The child understands what took me years to fully comprehend. We are what we choose to be, not what evolution made us. Vishral's tentacles slowly uncurled. This is why humans are classified as Category 9, isn't it? Not just because of your world, but because of how you think. Eva grinned. Maybe. Want to sit with us? Oliver's going to tell me about his Pride family after class. As the Kelfarn hesitantly joined them, more students began to drift closer. By the end of the period, Eva and Oliver were surrounded by a curious crowd. The initial fear replaced by fascination. Professor Zeleneth observed from the front of the room, brightening with what might have been pride. Headmaster Verkesh had been right to place them together. The galaxy had much to learn from Deathworld Earth. And it wasn't just about survival in hostile environments. It was about seeing past instinct, past evolution's programming, and recognizing that intelligence and choice defined a person far more than fangs, claws, or the gravity of their homeworld. As Eva laughed at something Oliver said, her small hand resting comfortably on his massive paw. The Galactic Academy learned a very human lesson. Sometimes, the scariest thing about Deathworlders wasn't their capacity for violence, but their absolute fearlessness in choosing compassion instead.